Hey, welcome back to the Signature Movement. It's your girl Tanya D. Floyd out in these streets. As you can see, I did a little something different today. It's actually not different. It's just going back to the way I used to do things when I had to go to a job every single day of my life. I don't have to go nowhere no more. But I was just driving down the street thinking I should call some people up and see who want to fire up the grill just in the middle of the day on a Wednesday, because we can. I'm just wondering who's up for that. I'm gonna ask some people. We're gonna see what happens. Cause why we gotta wait till Saturday or Sunday all the time just cause? You know what I'm saying? Anyway. I was thinking about running a business. Not thinking about starting a new one, but thinking about what it takes to run a business. Like, do the people understand what it takes to run a business in 2022? Now, in a lot of ways, it's the easiest it's ever been, but in a lot of ways, it's the hardest it's ever been too, because on the one hand, you have all the resources and the grants, and now companies and government agencies are taking note of the fact that minorities are at a disadvantage, and they're making funding available, grants, loans, different opportunities that weren't available before for minorities and people of color, or even the LGBTQ community. All of them, there's special, funding opportunities specifically for these groups of people now that exclude other groups at the time. Like, I've applied for a few grants in the past that were specifically for minority women of color. Okay, so they doing some things different, but also it's harder because the credit world is getting hip to the fact that we're being more educated on how things work and how to navigate around the system that they had in place for so long. They keep changing the rules now. Every time you learn something new, they switch it up. That ain't right, but that's how they do in the credit world. The credit reporting agencies, you would have no idea how many credit reporting agencies there are outside of those three that we've been told about. There's so many companies just sprouting up, buying information and selling information and just finding out everything that you need, everything they need to know about you, so that they can sell it to somebody else who might want to know it and keep, that information, so they don't give you a loan or a house or a car or, a job. So it's tough out here, which is another reason why you should probably start the business. And I always tell people I know, think about what you do right now in your life. Where do you spend all your money? I'm not judging. I'm saying there could be opportunities there. Like, if you buy a lot of fancy watches or a specific type of watch, like one of my cousins, his thing is watches. If you become a specialist in that particular kind of watch or that style or whatever, and you know all the details about how to buy that watch and what makes that watch special, just imagine if you took that information and shared it with other people online somewhere. Is that not a business if you do it for profit? You could get in trouble with the IRS. Let me just go ahead and say this, for making your hobby a business on paper if you're not working it as a business for profit. Let me say that again. You can get in trouble with the IRS if you take your hobby and claim that it's a business on paper and you're not trying to get a profit from it. If you selling this stuff because you want to make money off of it and you're claiming these expenses, it's a business. Plain and simple. So there's the line. Which side you on? Again, if you have a hobby, if you look at your expenses, what do you spend all your money doing? If you spend all your money traveling, why not spend all your money finding the best ways to travel and document that some kind of way, or start your own company with the state? I got a document that, tells you how to actually legally form the business and the different things about the taxes and the websites, all kind of stuff that I've learned over the years. I put it into a whole document and I put it on my website. It's $20. I'm gonna put the link in the description. But what if you did all of these things that you spend all of your money on monthly, and you became like an expert in that thing, or even just somebody who loves that thing so much, but you do it publicly now, and you have a web page, and you have a channel on YouTube or somewhere, or you have an Instagram page or something dedicated to that thing, and you want other people to come there and learn from you or talk with you, and you want them to pay you a little bit for it. That's a business. I gotta tell you though, it's hard. Running a business is not easy, because first you have to figure out, well, I did all the hard setup parts for you. It's right there in the document. But the hard parts are, for instance, when I started my business, when I left my good government job in 2018, I think it was 2018, I had no idea what the income flow would look like. I knew I needed to do what I needed to do. I wasn't going to survive there. I knew all those things. But I did not know that I would have a project each and every month of the next year. I did not know that I would bake a cake every week of the next year. I did not know any of these things about my income. Couldn't even predict it, because I had nothing to pull from. I just said, I got to get the hell out of this IRS building. I got to go. And I went. But that ain't how I suggest you do it. I'm just saying, like, I have learned in the first 3 years of my business that it's seasonal. So I got my real estate license, not because I wanted to chase down customers and buy and sell houses for them. I got it because I figured at some point that would come in handy for what I really wanted to do, which was renovating houses. And at the time, I wanted to flip houses, but I ain't had no money. So I had that so I could keep it in my back pocket, basically. A lot of people in the real estate business that were trying to, groom me or mentor me or whatever, were a little upset about my intentions, but I made them clear from the beginning. This ain't what I'm trying to do. I don't want to go knocking on doors or cold calling or none of that. I'm not chasing nobody for nothing. I want people to be attracted to me for what I have to offer and the way I do things. That's how I run my business. I'm attracting, not attacking. Okay? So, all that, what I was saying was, I did not know how the income would flow. So if you're going to start a business and you in your comfortable job in the current situation, even if you hate it, you comfortable because you know you got a paycheck coming. That's another thing. In this self-employed business, I don't really have a pay stub for people to rely on when I'm asking them to, give me money for stuff. It's a problem sometimes. I got to find a way around it. But a lot of times you can use your bank statements with all the deposits from month to month and show a pattern of income. But I didn't know what that was going to look like. So while you comfortable, before you jump out there, go ahead and start looking at the trends in your data. Okay, I did this in this particular season or this month. And then the next year, compare year to year, it was like this. So I have learned that my renovation business is popular between May and November most years. Sometimes it starts in April. May, November. I have learned that for 5 or 6 months out of the year, I ain't going to be doing a damn thing. So I ain't going to be making no money. Unless I sell some cakes or something in the signature marketplace. Coffee mugs. You want a personalized coffee mug? I can send you one. Order that. I sell custom t-shirts. These are my uniforms. When I go outside, I wear one of my t-shirts with one of my sayings on it, or just my butterfly. This is my signature butterfly. I created this butterfly. I know it just looks like a butterfly to you, but there's a story behind it. I shared it on Facebook once. I'm gonna go find it. I'm gonna share it here too. But the whole story behind my butterfly was about, never mind, we're getting sidetracked. See, Floyd, you're acting all ADHD. But how the thing works is, you have to learn the patterns of your business so you can know how you're going to be financially, like where you're going to stand. Because I had my TSP money that first year. Yeah, it's gone. I had my TSP money that first year to cushion the blow of me not knowing how my money was going to flow. I was supposed to invest it in a food truck, but Well, a good food truck back in the day when I was looking for one was a good minimum 50 grand. And then you gotta customize it. And then you gotta get your permits and your this and that. Then you gotta find your turf. Where you gonna put it? Where you gonna drive it? Where you gonna park it? Where you gonna get your business? Everything is a competition for business. Literally everything you do, somebody's already doing it somewhere. Or people ain't never heard of it, and your challenge is gonna be, I don't even know if I need that. And then you're going to be trying to find your market. But it'll come. It's out there. It's a market for everything. I've seen some weird stuff out here on the marketing streets. And I'm like, people are really buying that? People doing that? Oh, okay. Yeah, they are. So find your market. Find out what your income could look like from month to month or from year to year. No, do month to month. You need to know month to month. You need to know what your seasons are. Like, I do bake cakes and I do, sell custom goods, but my marketplace is not primarily what people want from me. They want renovations, information about renovations, information about real estate. If they want a cake, it's because somebody's birthday comes, but that somebody's birthday is only once a year, and they're not going to buy a cake. Not one of my cakes for everybody's birthday, because this is a special cake. This ain't like a cake you've ever had. Okay? These cakes cost a little bit, because I put all kinds of love and science and, custom situations in my cakes. This is not just a cake. This ain't your granny's cake either. It's not as sweet as your granny's cake, for sure. But I have figured out the way to make the cake good for you. If that makes any sense to you. I have figured out how to make cake good for you, okay? But it tastes good. I see some beautiful things. Works of art out here. What it tastes like, though. I always wonder. Did they use it? Did they use the box mix? People be offended when you say box mix cake ain't really cake. A good cake when you selling it. Like, if you're a baker, should you use box cake mix? I don't think so. It's just me. I think you should grab the flour and the baking soda and the baking powder and the whatever things and the eggs and the brown sugar. Brown sugar, not the white sugar. That's my thing. But you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that, but do your thing. You got a market for that too. There's people out here that just want the cake to look good. There's a market for that. If you want the cake to taste good, come see me. Yeah, my pound cake ain't like the pound cake you used to. My cousin ordered one once. He was like, this ain't like no cake I ever had. But it's good, though. Like, don't give me a hard time if it's good, okay? But, yeah, one of my other cousins is like, girl, what did you put in that cake? Ha-ha. Some ideas. But, yeah, if you want to run a business, you got to find your market. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to talk you out of it, but it's going to be scary sometimes, because what do you think I'll be doing for 5 months, when I'm not getting paid for doing renovations? I'm living off the money I made from the last set of renovations, and I'm trying to figure out if you want a cake. If we going to be honest. You want a cake? I'm waiting to start this kitchen now, so yeah, you need some cookies. Got some snickerdoodle cookies to blow your mind. Some chocolate chip and pecan cookies. That's my favorite one. And the story behind my cakes, I was telling somebody not too long ago. Where was I? I don't know. I've been talking to people and having these in and out moments, but I was telling somebody about my cakes. I remember at the gender reveal, somebody came up to me and said, Mom, one of my son's friends, he said, it's the best cupcake I ever had in my life. What you do to that cake? And I was like, I had to make a decision a long time ago. I was trying not to, work outside the home for a part-time situation. I needed some money. So I decided to take the one cake recipe I always used, and I expanded that and made it into 1,000 other different desserts that used that as kind of a baseline. So I figure, because I didn't like cake, fat girl don't like cake. I did not like cake because I did not like how it was unpredictable. It was always it was too sweet, or it was too dry, or it tastes like cardboard, or like cake didn't have any personality to me. It was just you know, it was not special. And the icing was disgusting. It's thick. You could almost taste the food coloring because whatever that taste is that they had in it, I didn't like it. And then it was packed with powdered sugar. It was just gross. I didn't like how it felt. It was disgusting in my opinion. Cake icing, especially colored cake icing. So what I did was I said, what do I want cake to taste like? What do I want that to be like? I want this experience to be memorable, and I want to, leave something with the people that make them feel like I made that cake for them, with their health concerns in mind too. Because my circle was at the time senior citizens who have high blood pressure, diabetes, and I had a bunch of kids. It was either old people and kids, period. Wasn't really dealing with people in the middle. Old people and kids, those are the people I spent a lot of time with. So I just said, what can I do to make it taste good and be less problematic? So I went to the lab and I started doing a bunch of different experiments with how to change it. And the first thing I did was get rid of part of that sugar, and I mean like half the sugar that I've seen in any recipe ever. I'm not doing it the way it used to be. I gotta break it down a little bit. And then, I realized that sugar is a distraction. What do I mean by that? I mean, when you eat some dessert, the first thing you think about is, oh, this is good, because you get that sugar and it makes you go, oh, this is good, this is nice. But what does it taste like? You don't really think about what it actually tastes like, because A, it's cake, and B, it's sweet. Or it's a cookie and it's sweet. You might get a little taste of oatmeal or something, or you might crunch on a pecan or a walnut, but you don't really think about what's in there. What is it doing, right? So I changed everything. Literally everything I make. I read some recipes online and I thought about how I would do it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. I don't like that. So I made all the formulas something I would eat, and now I would eat it. I like them. I don't go around and just eating everything I make, but if I make it, I would eat it. My carrot cake used to be my best seller, but then I came up with this snickerdoodle situation, and it was like a whole new world opened up. People was like, a snickerdoodle cake? Yep, spawn. It is a butter cake with a cinnamon situation going on, and it has a caramel frosting. Sometimes I give it a caramel drizzle if I use a vanilla frosting, but it's all good. It's great. But it's like the concept of a snickerdoodle cookie, which is a rich, buttery cinnamon sugar thing. But like I said, it's too sweet, and usually they're faking you out with the buttery thing, but they using oil now. I don't like what the people are doing. It's so inauthentic to me. It's dishonest. So I make honest desserts that taste really good. I wish my Google profile reflected that, but people just don't leave reviews for me for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't beg enough. Can you send a review if you had a good Signature Sweets product, please? And thank you. But yeah, whenever I put my hands on, it's got a signature touch. That means I said, if I touch it, it's got to be up to my standards. It's got to be right. And I'm going to be okay putting my name on it. So that's where the signature part comes in for Signature Sweets and the signature movement. It was touched by me, and I signed off on it, like a quality assurance kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's another part of it. If you want to start a business, what's going to be your signature? What's going to be your niche? What's going to be your, what sets you apart from everybody else? What is your value added statement? That's what they like to see in small business training. What is your value added proposal or something they call it? But what do you bring to the table? Why are you different? Why do we spend money on you? Why do we invest in you? Why do we follow you? What are you about? So those are just a few key points if you want to start a business or even if you didn't think about it, think about what I said. What do you spend all your money on? What do you do consistently all the time, like religiously, fanatically? What do you do that you can start doing a video about or a post about, or find little intricacies to exploit and share with people and get paid for it and call it a business? Because these business tax deductions are bomb. Bomb. America is a capitalist society. They all about making money. They respect anybody who out here trying to make money. Less so if you brown skin, but all the same, you get to ride them coattails because they about their business. They don't play with that, and they like the tax deductions as corporations. So you can always count on that. And that Second Amendment, they love that too. So all about guns and money in America. But yeah, see, I'm not supposed to be political on this channel. I don't do politics or religion on any of my things because those are passionate and very, very personal, almost like spiritual topics, which can set people on fire and make them start wanting to fight. So I try to avoid those at all costs, in case you hadn't noticed or had noticed and wondered, why don't I talk about current events? Because they make people mad. We ain't about that here. We try to make life better here. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free. Reach out. I'm put all my stuff in the description. Come to my website, play around in store and stuff. See what you can, pick up. We can ship most things. Even the desserts. Most of those can be shipped. I don't know. I gotta think of a new solution for the 2 and 3 layer cakes though, because I had a solution, but it's not cost effective anymore. So I gotta find a new way of doing things, or I gotta find a bigger freezer so that I can store things for a day before I send them out. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't want it to lose its appeal it's a whole process. But see, that's just me putting my signature touch on everything. I don't want to just do it. I want to do it right. So wait on that. But if you want to order anything else, it's available for shipping. Just stay away from the 2 and 3 layer cakes, okay? What else is there I wanted to tell you? Yeah, buy the guide, ask me some questions. That's all I can really tell you at this point. It's gonna be hard. I can definitely tell you it's gonna be hard, but are you up for it? And the benefits will outweigh all the stresses. I promise you that. It's just, yeah, it's a good thing. Turn your hobby into a business. Make it a for-profit enterprise. Start talking about the things you love. And if you're going to spend $1 million on it already, you might as well make it a business and get deductions for spending $1 million. You can write off stuff like mileage and postage and shipping costs and restaurants and trips and lots of different things. Google small business tax deductions and see what kind of stuff comes up. Your tax return will never be the same. I keep asking people in my family, like, listen, ain't you tired of giving the IRS your money? They ain't never did nothing for you. Why you keep paying them? Perspective. You just giving them your money. Why? You work all year. They take money out of every paycheck. All the paychecks. They take money out of it. Like they're entitled. They say they're entitled. The law say they're entitled. But they take money out of your paycheck every time. 26 times, 52 times, however many times you get paid. They don't apologize for it, and they ain't never giving you nothing back. But you can take control and say, give me my coins back, Uncle Sam, because I'm tired of this. I'm going to go ahead on and start my business in this capitalist society, and I'm going to write off a lot of these things that I'm already paying for. And I'm not going to owe you at the end of the year after I already paid you 12 to 52 times. I don't want to owe you no more. I want you to give me something. And then some of those tax bills you had in the past can start getting lower, because whatever this new return say, and it's going to be a nice, if you do it right, if you work it right, it's going to be a nice little chunk of change that you're going to knock off of them old bills, okay? Ask me some questions. You know, I worked at IRS for 30 years. What you don't know is that I was audited by IRS for the last maybe 12 of them years. So, I got some insight on that. Start your business. And anything worth having is worth working for.